Halo, they canceled that show. There's a lot to talk about because if you want to go in as objectively as possible with any discussion on the Acolyte, all you have to do is look at the success of House of the Dragon and how that succeeds as a prequel series, and the reason why the fans rejected Halo and the reason why it was canceled.
Yes.
It's like you can form a pretty objective opinion on the state of Star Wars. You can take out the conversations that we've been having online, or maybe not we, but the conversation online when it comes to actors or showrunners or DEI and writing. Like, you can take all that out and just have a conversation about what happens to a show like Halo versus what happens to a show like House of the Dragon. So that's a conversation I'm looking forward to having eventually.
Yeah, that should be really interesting. With Halo, I was looking forward to it, obviously, but I had heard some things behind the scenes and then inevitably watched the first season that started off strong. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're finally getting a Halo TV show. But you could start to feel kind of like what I felt with The Witcher while watching The Witcher. It's like there's a detachment from the lore and what the games were supposed to do and then what the series is, and the liberties that they are taking, and the things that they're not including that fans really wanted to see. And so I was so disappointed by the end of season 1. Then with season 2, I watched the first 2 episodes, and I'm like, again, episode 1, okay, maybe we're back on track. And then I watched episode 3, and I'm like, okay, we're just kind of going off. And I had a feeling it was going to get canceled, just like I had a feeling that The Witcher would inevitably lead to Henry Cavill leaving. It didn't get canceled, but Henry Cavill left. And so I'm interested to see what happens with Acolyte because a lot of people hate-watched this show. And so maybe the ratings were better than we think. But I really, really hope that they take note from these other things happening and being canceled and maybe make some changes for season 2. We'll see.
To put a positive spin on it, I did some number crunching yesterday. Because streaming numbers and viewership, it's so hard to navigate all that because, every company, every service, uses different metrics for engagement and viewership and things like that. But I did find minutes watched for season 2 premiere of Halo. Longer episodes, but they still put out 2 episodes. Shorter episodes for the Acolyte, 2 episodes. Even so, after you do the math, the Acolyte viewership was twice as much as Halo.
Wow.
So when we look at the numbers I looked at in my YouTube video a couple weeks ago in terms of viewership, how it relates to other Star Wars series, second worst series, just above Andor, but Andor increased its viewership as it went on. Acolyte did not. So it's still pretty neck and neck. However, still, the premiere was twice as viewed than Halo Season 2. So, significantly less popular than the least popular Star Wars show.
Yeah, that is interesting. I mean, again, those comparisons, it's Star Wars, it's on Disney Plus, which is a much more accessible, way more people on Disney Plus compared to the other one. That being said, you would think the fan base that have been asking for anything from Halo on the big screen, on the small screen, I mean, for years. And we got that fan-made series that was pretty interesting, but we've been wanting this forever. And to see the viewership just completely drop off after a while and no one's talking. There's a Halo show. It reminds me of when Assassin's Creed came out, the movie. There's an Assassin's Creed movie, and then a year after its release, no one remembered it. Nobody thought about it until I was reminded recently. I think we were talking about it. Somebody was talking about it. I forgot that was a thing. And
we were talking about it because it had a contemporary song in its trailer.
Yes, yes, that's what it was. But you look at me 10 years ago being the world's biggest Assassin's Creed fan, loving Halo, everything about this. You tell that kid there's going to be an Assassin's Creed movie and a Halo show, and then 2024, nobody's talking about that. That's crazy, man. The world that we're living in right now with media and how we consume it is insane to me.
When I first started paying attention to the movie space online, started reading slash film, like in high school, before any of this YouTube stuff existed. The Halo movie produced by Peter Jackson, that's like one of the longest running rumors, one of the oldest rumors that I remember going around. And then, of course, it became District 9 after he partnered up with Neil Blomkamp, and that was a whole thing. But there was a Microsoft exclusive series, I believe starring Mike Coulter, right? And it was Halo something or other.
That sounds right. Okay.
And it was
That sounds right.
exclusive. It was an Xbox series. I can't remember what they called that app, but it doesn't exist now. But Forward Unto Dawn was the Halo short film series that they released. And they put it out on Blu-ray. And I owned the Blu-ray for the longest time. I thought that was exceptional. Looked fantastic. So that was always fun. For me anyway, but that I shouldn't. Let me reword that. That was always my favorite of what they had done with Halo. But Assassin's Creed was more of my jam personally. Not that I didn't play Halo. I loved Halo multiplayer, but story-wise, Assassin's Creed was always my jam, and I was so excited for that movie.
Me too, man.
And it was actually Christian Harloff of all people who DM'd me, and it made me laugh. But he got out of his screening and he just texted me and said, Assassin's Creed was a fart parade. and which is funny. And I never saw it, still have not seen it to this day.
Oh, you didn't see it. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Wow.